dummy.
You're tuning in to the Dummies Podcast. I'm Stock.
I'm Joe.
And a motherfucking hootie, nigga.
And we back like we never left, because like we say every week, we never leave. It's special episode number 4, man, and we here with a very special guest. My man Rico Harris, the owner of IPush magazine. If y'all don't know what it is, I guess y'all must have been under a rock somewhere, because it's one of the biggest brands. I don't even want to say the city, because I just say the Southeast, man. You know, to see you working and the things that you do, we just knew that one day we wanted to have you here. So on the behalf of Under the Dummies, it's an honor to have you here with us, man. How you feeling?
Man, I'm feeling blessed, man. Like I said, blessing to you guys for even bringing me on. Real talk.
Nah, man, it's an honor for us, you know what I'm saying? Like, just to have somebody like you of your caliber and the things that you're doing and the way you're moving in the city. Like, everywhere I go, I see Rico, you know what I'm saying? And so,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying?
That's true.
And, right, you know what I'm saying? So it's an honor for us, you know what I'm saying? So.
Yeah.
Appreciate it, man.
And we know IPush, man. IPush is a big brand. You've done a tremendous job with what you've done with IPush, and I see it's growing even to more things. And we're definitely gonna dive into that. But I'm curious to know, who is Rico Harris as a person? Like, how do we even get to something like IPush? So, because I know it's a story behind everything that you see that, you know, looks like glitz and glamour. It's a story that led up to it. So I want to know from jump, where you grew up, all of that, all the way till we get to IPush. How that come about?
You a mystery, man.
Because I tried. I tried.
Yeah, man.
I went through a lot of back channels. I came up with nothing.
Yeah, but it's dope because everything about you was about your brand. You see what I'm saying? Right. Some people like want to be in the forefront and stuff, but a lot of the stuff was about your brand. So I'm curious to know who you are as a person, and how do we even, before we even get to IPush, how we get there?
Right. That's crazy. That's funny, man, because a lot of times I look at Power and be like, man, I'm trying to be like Ghost. I'm trying to be out the way. But at the same time, he be in the way.
Yeah. He in the way now.
Right.
Straight up. He used to be out the way. Guys.
Used to be out the way. Exactly. So, man, for me, I was born here in Birmingham.
Okay.
But, and I was here young, but my mom got mentally ill young. While I was young. And I was kind of roaming the streets. I wouldn't say I was homeless, but I was bouncing around family member house, and nobody really wanted to keep me. And so I ended up going to Atlanta with my dad and staying up there with him. And so I was pretty much raised in Marietta, Georgia.
About how old were you at that time?
I was probably about 7. Yeah, about 6 or 7 years old. And
Gotcha.
I always came back for the summer, you know what I'm saying? And even right here, when I come downtown, it's always funny, man. Spend a lot of summers over here in Central City, the old projects.
Yeah.
And but went to school in Georgia, and graduated from Banneker High School in College Park, Georgia.
Okay. Gotcha.
And switched there my senior year playing ball. Thought I was going to a better team, and rode the bench the whole time. That's a long story, but always just been back and forth, man, from Atlanta to Birmingham. Always been back and forth, but majority of the time up there. And so when I got back officially, I had I walked on to Gaston State, played basketball. And that didn't last long, man. I got kicked out of Gaston State.
What you did, man?
What you did?
Man, I stole 2 biology books and sold them to the bookstore down the street.
Hey, that was a licking college.
They kicked you out for that?
Yes, boy. Like, you can't
caught,
you can't sell them books back.
Yeah, you
boy.
can't sell
them
them
whole
books.
high.
Yeah.
Especially, you were on scholarship?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, boy. But hey, them books was
All
the
too
lick.
well.
I'm not gonna say who it was or how it was.
All too well.
But I know I could get a book and it came somewhere for free. You could go sell it back for about $200-300.
Just know, my boy, that's a familiar story.
Man,
Just-
somebody told.
That's a familiar
I never heard from nobody else, man.
Yeah.
I was the only one.
No, boy. Hey, look, I don't know who did it.
Yeah, you know what I'm
I
saying?
just heard of it.
Yeah.
So, man, yeah, but, you know, we was poor, man. You know what I'm saying? And in that Gaston State, man, if you miss mealtime, or you miss dinner, you know what I'm saying, from basketball practice. So, but they didn't really flag me, so I was able to continue to go to school. So I ended up going to Lawson for a little bit, but I left that alone. And I really I went back to where I've been doing, was where my people is in the project. From Loving Village to Illiton, Central City. And then, you know, that you in that environment, you might as well you do what everybody else do. You start making money. You start grinding. And, you know, that's where my life started then, just putting in my dirt and my work on the west side, really.
Right.
And just just finding my way through that situation. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I don't glorify it. You know what I'm saying?
But that's a
Do
part
what
of
you
the
had to
story.
do.
right,
Shit.
right. Because most niggas start their story from the streets.
Mm-hmm.
And when I started telling my story, I started telling it from my experience working. Because I wanted to be different.
Gotcha.
Mhm.
So most niggas, most of us been in the streets. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
For
So
sure.
it ain't nothing new, and everybody kind of know how it be. But I ended up meeting she was my girlfriend at the time, but my wife, man, and she really helped me get out the hood where I needed to be. I had I was in trouble, and I had to get a job.
Mhm.
You know how them lawyers be, and
Yeah,
stuff like that.
make it
So
look good.
I had to get a job, so I ended up getting a job at a SIPCO,
Mhm.
and it's a plant on the north side, and I wasn't gonna go, cause you had to have steel-toe boots.
Mhm.
And even though I had money in my pocket, I wasn't finna buy no work boots. I just couldn't do it, man.
That's just something we do, ain't
Yeah,
it?
man.
Can't wear the
would've
steel
bought- I would have bought
toe.
them Air Max 4 but I wasn't gonna buy no boots. But she went and bought me some boots, man, and I went to work, and I ain't never stopped working since.
Hey,
Yeah.
and not to get off on that, but
Yeah.
you said that she went and bought you some boots.
Yeah.
That did something for you, didn't it?
Yeah. They told me she was real.
Yeah.
Yeah, they told
Like
me she was
it
real.
was something so small, so little, but that did something for you, didn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I ain't had no excuse not to go to work.
Yeah.
Right.
You
Yeah.
had to go at that point.
Yeah.
And I think that's something big too, man. We complain about these women a lot, but then they kind of change us a little bit, man, for the better.
Oh, yeah.
They always, certainly.
Man, stop giving them all this credit, man. Like, it
You
can
got
be
to,
true,
man.
but I'm giving them all this credit.
You
now.
got to,
But
man. It really has.
But I heard you say that, sometimes you don't like to necessarily glorify your story. But what I found here from this platform and doing it and getting feedback, because that's one of the good things that I like about our listeners. They talk to us. They
Right.
tell us what they like, and
Right.
they gonna tell us about you.
Right.
You know what I mean? And what they liked about it and all that. And one of the things that I know you said you don't like to glorify, but a lot of the times when you find entrepreneurs who are really doing it and who are really like getting to it and who really taking that risk and doing that 9 to 5, that background is important.
yeah, and that's the story we want to hear. That's the story these people want to hear. You know what I'm saying?
Okay,
So,
well, I got a story for you now.
Now, I did see on one of your posts when you were saying like it's almost been a year when you was a full-time entrepreneur. Was that a Cipico job, the job that you?
Oh, no, that wasn't a SIPCO job. I got laid off from SIPCO, and that put me in that hurt me, man, because by that time I'd been in SIPCO 5 years and bought a house. First time buying a house, built a family, all that type of stuff. But I ended up getting hired at a coal mine, and that changed my life. That put me in the game. That put me on. You know, I would make more money at SIPCO than I'm in the streets. The coal mine.
The coal mine. Oh, I know it.
Yeah, coal mine put me on, and so I did 10 years in the coal mine.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, 10 years, man, and bought all the toys, and you know what I'm saying, played around in the streets, did all the things I was gonna do, and I got tired. I couldn't take it no more, man. I told my wife I was really feeling depressed. I can't stay and go to work no more, man.
Gotcha.
Working overnight, 6 days a week, sometimes 7. Working holidays, 10, 12 hours, man. I was burnt out.
Yeah.
And that feel all too familiar, man. So what was that turning point? When that turning point happened, what did you do? What was your next move? Did you already have this side hustle, or did you create this side hustle?
So yeah, I had already started IPush right into that beginning of the coal mine.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I started on social media and just doing some things, and I kept growing the business while I was working. So I always had to find people and put them at the forefront. So I always built a team and let them be the forerunners. So that's why people didn't know who I am. And one of the situations I'm having now is that now I'm full-time. My goal is to get out and meet people and build relationships. I never did that. So a lot of people don't know me, and I don't know them, and that's a barrier for me.
Right.
But yeah, I built the business while I was working at the coal mine.
Gotcha. That's gonna change.
It's two things.
That barrier is gone now. These people gonna know you got to be out there in that forefront. IPush. I'm glad you brought that up. I possess unlimited skills and hustle.
Yeah.
That's what IPush stands for. Is this something that was ingrained in you that you've had from the start, or is this a learned behavior?
I think it's from the start, man. For one, I feel like my life always been behind the 8 ball. My mama getting mentally ill young. People telling me she was on crack, but people back then, they didn't really understand mental health anyway. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's true.
Dad, he really didn't want to take care of me. He a real hard dude. You know what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
So like, I always been behind the 8 ball, the last. You know what I'm saying? So
Gotcha.
basketball was my savior. You know what I'm saying? So grind hard playing ball. And so one of the scripts I ever learned was I could do all things through Christ that strengthened me. So I wrote that on my shoes, all through the years. Because he didn't take me to church. So, just a little bit I picked up, that little scripture I kept with me.
Right.
And I transformed that into IPush, into business.
Yeah.
So, I'm sorry, but what about Birmingham kept you wanting to come back?
My mama.
Okay.
That was it.
Shit, that'll do it.
Yeah, when I came back and I got that first scholarship at Gaston, and after that was over, I hated Birmingham. But I couldn't go back till I had me a big body Caprice so I could stun on the nigga.
Big bubble shit.
But I never did come up on that situation how I wanted to go back and end up staying. But it was years later when I realized that I got to be here for her and take care of her, which I've still been taking care of her to this day.
That's dope.
Dope.
That's dope. And it's we had on our podcast this last week. One of the topics that we talked about the comforts of a 9-to-5, and how sometimes when you get a 9-to-5, sometimes when you're making that kind of money, it makes you comfortable.
Right.
And then sometimes when you become an entrepreneur, you have to jump out that ledge and you got to learn how to fly midair. And I've seen something where you've said that, getting out of that 9-to-5 totally changed your life. What was it in that 9-to-5 that you felt like had you hindered from getting to the vision that you had with IPush?
Time, it wasn't for me, like I said, because I'm literally working mandatory 6 days. And it's an 8-hour job plus the drive to get to my spot is an hour. So it turned into a 10-hour day.
Right.
And then I'm working overnight. Then I got a family that I got to spend time with, a wife and kids. So time was the biggest thing. So you talking about, I believe these bags permanent from that. You know what I'm saying? They're not going to 3 hours sleep. You know what I'm saying? Days of sleep, trying to figure it out, trying to go to meetings, trying to do stuff, and then catching these cat naps, and then trying to make it work. So that was the biggest hindrance to me was I didn't have the time to put into my business.
Okay.
As much as you're moving now, I know you say you was taking those cat naps, 2-3 hours sleep. I see that you're so busy now. Do you get more sleep now?
I try to, man. I'm trying to get. I'm trying to get on a good schedule like that. But honestly, man, I'm still working 10, 12-hour days because I still got that same work ethic.
So what's the difference between that and this? It's still 10, 12 hours. What's the difference?
Probably a lot less cold.
I know. It's that, but
That too. Man, it's a struggle. The difference is a struggle because work is structured. You got to be there. You got a supervisor that's watching you. But now that I'm on my own, man, I had to hit autocorrect with myself so many times because I'm wasting time. So even though I'm spending 10, 12-hour days, how productive am I in that 10, 12-hour day?
Right.
So I'm starting to have to learn how to be productive in the same amount of time.
You talked about a team, that you put team and people in the forefront.
Right.
How important is it having a good nucleus or a team around you to help push and help you manifest your vision?
Team has been everything for IPush. Everything. One, because I've been in Birmingham long enough to see a lot of individuals try to be everything.
Hard. Can't do it.
Right.
hard.
And even if they were genuine or not, everybody just want to be the man or the woman. You know what I'm saying? And so me, I'm the less most talkative, shyest dude ever. So I always wanted somebody who looked the part, talked the part, dressed nice. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I wanted them to be the representative. So having a team, man, is so important because I don't know everything. And so one thing I wanted people to understand about IPush when they read a magazine or see whatever we do is it's a collective thought. You know what I'm saying? It just ain't my persona of how I need to look.
And that's dope that you say that because I was reading a book and it was saying that when you want to get into the business world, like if you want to just have a job, then cool. You just want to be self-employed, cool. You could be self-employed, but it's just going to be you working all those hours. But if you want to really grow a business, you need to have people around you just as smart or smarter than you in order to get that. So I thought that was, I wanted to ask you about that because I thought that was dope that you said that.
Right,
Yeah.
it is.
Yeah, that's a lesson learned for me too, man. Versus having a bunch of yes men around you, people who in for the hype just because everything look lit. You know what I'm saying? And I tell people, that's the first thing I tell people now, man. It's not always gonna look like this. It don't always like camera action, celebrities. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times we buried into the computer or reading a book or something like that.
Mhm.
But now I have to step on people's toes, but I have to do it in a genuine way, and I let them know like we trying to make each other better. You know what I'm saying?
Got to get them to understand that part.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So was the magazine like your first idea, or did you have some that before that?
Oh yeah, I mean, idea-wise, man, every D-boy want to start a car wash. You know what I'm saying?
Construction company.
Yeah, I always wanted a car wash
car wash.
and to sell cars on 3rd Avenue. That's always been my thing, you know. But my first magazine, man, was M3 magazine, Making Moves magazines that I started, and just didn't know no better. Super green, man. Bought a lot of lessons, man. They ain't never went to foreclose over that business, man. Just trying to put all my money into it. You know what I'm saying? But it didn't work, but it birthed IPush out of them hard times. So the first official business was M3 magazine.
Man, I think personally, nothing like bought lessons, man. Like some people like feel like when they going through stuff, they don't see the blessing in what you going through. And sometimes it's hard because you are going through some things that like suck. You know what I mean? But it's so much, if you can change your mindset and realize that it's so much knowledge in what you're going through, especially if you stay consistent and keep going, man, you can use all of that knowledge and take it to the next level when you do that.
I agree. It's hard to see when you're going through it, you know what I'm saying? But you got to ultimately know that something's going to come from it. Question. You just not said that you were the shyest dude and you put somebody in the forefront. But now I see that now you're more so in the forefront. And is that because you have to? And also, what made you be like, I can't be this shy guy anymore. I can't just be standing in the background anymore. I got to be out there more so.
Yeah, I most definitely had to because team come and go over a period of time. And I found myself in a situation where my back up against the wall. I had to do it.
Right.
But ultimately, man, I want to be in this position. You know what I'm saying? I want to be a motivational speaker, teach some classes and things like that because I have evolved.
Mhm.
And, man, one thing, I recently saw the Gucci Man interview.
Mhm.
And I saw so much of our story kind of mirrored each other, man. You know, just I ain't the same dude I was 10 years ago.
Mhm.
And so now the dude I am now, man, I do want to talk. You know what I'm saying? I am working on getting out of my comfort zone because I see further down the road stuff I want to do.
And it's funny that you bring it up because, again, that's something that we talked about a few episodes ago about Gucci Man. Everybody got caught up. You talking about the one he did with Charlamagne?
Yeah, one shot.
Yeah, everybody got caught up in what it was he said about Yee, Angela Yee, and they missed the whole 30 minutes of this man telling you how he changed his life, how his wife was so instrumental in that, how he didn't want to be that same person that he was. And I feel like that was, it's still a lot of people who ain't went back and seen that. And that was the interview. I don't care what he said about Yee in them little 2 minutes. The interview was what he said all them 30 minutes about coming where we come from, coming from environments that we come from, and saying like, you know what, I don't want to do that no more. I want to overcome from that. So that's dope.
I swear to God, I thought that dude was a clone until I saw the interview.
Whole different person. Yeah,
Totally
he was a whole different person. So
I never even seen a real street nigga change that much. I've seen niggas change, but I ain't never seen them change that much.
Yeah.
Never.
And that's what I'm saying.
That's super
That was so
motivation.
like looking at it. Man, I put that interview like people might think I'm tripping or crazy, but I put that interview so high on the list of interviews because for people who understand what he was talking about or understand or been around people who come from that, I know like he said so much in that interview, and a lot of people don't realize that.
All right, that's great.
But them last 5 or 6 minutes did let me know, Gucci's still there.
Gucci still Gucci.
Oh yeah,
Gucci
It's still
Gucci.
back there somewhere.
it's suppressed. I have to.
You
Yeah.
can't
I
get
never
rid
goes
of
I'm
it.
anywhere.
the same way. I have to suppress stuff, man, because in business, man, I had to deal with a lot of sensitive dudes, and I have to suppress getting real with them. You know what I'm saying? Because it just ain't no benefit me. So I understand where he coming from.
Your inner Gucci come out sometime?
Nah, I don't let it come out, man.
Yeah.
I don't let it come out.
You done learn how to tame it.
Yeah, come out there.
So from MM3 to IPush, what was the biggest change that made one successful and one not?
Man, I swear to God, it's like my mindset shifted over one night. But one, I quit, man. I was so down, and I I gave up. I never gave up on anything. I gave up, man, and I prayed over the next night, and it's just like my whole mind changed, man.
Wow.
And I just knew I needed to do things different. I don't know what it was, but prayer, of course, God. But it was nothing in that one day that I did so different that I can just tell somebody I did. My mind just really changed in one day, man.
Yeah.
So what is your title, man? You do so many different things, from advertising to festivals to merchandise. I see you directing real estate videos,
Man, Cordell Stewart.
man.
My man play any position he gotta play.
What is
I
your
see.
title, man?
I mean, I really don't get caught up in titles, man. So I try not to call myself. But if I had to have an official title, I say I'm just a founder of IPush.
Right.
You know, I don't really put the CEO on it, but self-taught in everything. You know what I'm saying? Because when you first start out and people be busting your head for this and busting, you had to learn how to do stuff. So I had to get self-taught in what is writing, editing, grammar, things like that. I had to really get self-taught, man. Everything from YouTube and Google.
And any of them more precious than the other? The festival or the magazine or production?
Everything works together, man. Everything benefits me more to do a little bit of everything than just to do one. So if I had to stop doing one or the other, I had to replace it with something. So that's that I possess unlimited skill and hustle. So I have to do multiple things, man, to make this thing go.
Gotcha.
That's dope. Coming from a place of everything that you just told us, how do you build a relationship, or how did you come about, if you care to share the relationship with the OWN network, like what you was doing with the love and marriage?
Okay, so I met Melody and Martell at the Natural Hair and Health Expo. Just good, genuine people, man. We vibe together like that. And we just kind of kept in touch. And I, rest in peace, man, Johnny, he was their manager at the time. And we had been working before different projects on and off. So that kind of built a relationship, man, where I just met them here in Birmingham at the Natural Hair and Health Expo. And we just kind of recircled the conversation, man, and things just started sparking from there.
So basically, getting out of your comfort zone, like you said, you was always the shy guy in the back. So getting out your comfort zone, going to a networking event, meeting somebody kind of led to that relationship?
Yeah, because, normally I'm the guy taking a picture or something like that behind the scenes, man, but I actually asked to be in the picture, So that kind of helps spark it off, too.
So is that some advice? Because normally when I go to those type of events, when you're at, I'm the one who's taking the pictures, and I'm not the one who's really in there talking to people. So what's some advice you can give on that? Should I ask to be in that? Let me get in that picture.
Man, I went to a networking event one time, and it was me and Christine Lee that worked with us, and we was the only two black people in the room. But when I tell you, every white person came up to us, talking to us, gave us their card like they knew us, I knew then I need to be different. So meet everybody you can meet.
Yeah. They say a lot. Man, I've seen, in the last 2 or 3 weeks, I've seen 3 different entrepreneurs or people who I feel like are in good spaces that say that relationship is everything. So with that saying, like, how big is relationships and building those relationships?
Man, it's number one on my priority right now is meeting people, because everybody's connected to something and somebody some kind of way. And if you build a relationship today, it might be a year from now before it really flourish, and you're able to finesse it like you want to. But you built it. You know what I'm saying? It's just like sowing seeds. So just like you sow seeds, you sow seeds with your relationships, man. And I'm big on doing right by people, man, and doing what I'm supposed to do. So I try to let everybody know when I meet them, when we build that relationship, man, you can count on me, because I'm going to be trying to count on you.
That's dope.
Does it ever get to a point where you get tired of making those relationships? Because like you said, you had to step into the forefront because basically relationships kept on ending.
Nah, man, because, when you got a bright future, man, you don't know who the next person you need to meet.
That's true.
I don't know. I'm still trying to get to another level with things I'm doing. And some of the people I know, I got a list of people written down. I'm going after. I'm trying to meet them. I'm trying to sit down with them. And then there's some people I don't know who's next, but I don't think it can get old, though.
Yeah, it's crazy. I always find it interesting how when you put your mind to something or you're focused on something, how you get those different pieces and key pieces that you didn't even really was looking for, but you bump into them at the weirdest spots.
Right.
Like you might be at a restaurant getting some food and you bump into somebody and you just make small talk, and next thing you know, that's a relationship that you just built that helps you for that bright future that you was talking about.
Right. I was out classic weekend, and everybody was in this little bar speaking to this guy and dapping him up and all this. I said, he got to be somebody. I don't know who he is. He came over by the door. You know, I'm holding the wall up, man. I just said something to him. He ended up being the president of Alabama State. You know what I'm saying? I was able to build a relationship with him. And I don't know where it's going, but it started. You know?
That's it.
That's
You
dope.
just got to start it. Like you said, you build that relationship, do right by people, and you never know. Like you said, a year from now, you might be the forefront of something they got going. You said something about the classic, man. I seen you. Was that your day party that you had, or was that somebody else's day party that you was part of during classic?
Probably was there so many.
Yeah. Man. Was it the Minute Maid or was it?
Because I knew it was that one at the Vulcan. They had one at the Vulcan.
Yeah, we had the one at the Vulcan. I was part of that
It
one.
looked like something that was yours because I seen it was IPush Signia all on the TV screens and stuff in the back.
I ain't sure.
Okay.
Yeah, we had a couple events going on.
Mm-hmm.
That's how popping you is.
Yeah, he don't
You
even
moving
remember.
around the
I had
city.
17 day parties in one day.
In one day.
But you know, man, at first, man, I wasn't even going. Okay, early classes, man, it was all about having my truck and my trailer with my car back there with the wheels on it. Spent, on third at Shell all day. Then I went to a couple of games, and then I got to the point where I stopped going because I wasn't making no money. So I'm just now getting to a point, man, where I built these relationships, and I'm able to do things and make money classic weekend that make it beneficial for me to being out there. Because I didn't go to HBCU, so then I don't know everybody in the city, so I don't even party like that. So sometimes it wouldn't even make sense for me to be out there like that.
Right.
Gotcha.
I ain't going to HBCU either, but I'm going to be out there eating and looking.
Going on, in the old day, I'm going on first half.
I see IPush has spawned out iFoodie. Is that right?
Yes.
Yeah.
What's that?
So IPush Foodie, man, is just being aware of what's going on in our city, man, the food scene. And we want to put our spin on it, and not to knock anybody else, but we wanted to show African-American food review point of view on things. You know what I'm saying? Because you can go to Yelp and all the other places and get those food critic reviews, but we want to put our own spin on it. And then we kind of focus on Black-owned businesses. You know what I'm saying? Some of them outside the box, of course, but we want to just kind of show people that we can give some great reviews as well.
Right.
That's
dope. And it's crazy because like, man, it's so many restaurants be popping up, and I be like, man, I want to try this, and then a new one come, and I want to try that. But when I was looking, I seen so many dope restaurants that you had been working with and things like that. I wanted to try. So that's definitely dope.
We get a lot of feedback, man. People say, man, hey, I saw it in the magazine, saw it on Instagram. I went there because of that. You know what I'm saying? And that's a good feeling, man, because those new restaurants hard to get in the food business. It's hard for them guys. So if they can get an extra push, it's good for them.
Yeah, to last. But I want to know who got the best fried chicken in the city.
Eugene's, the lady who had the chicken and waffles, what's her name? From Atlanta.
I wasn't asking you.
I'm asking him.
I'm not a foodie. I don't know.
Huh?
I'm not a foodie. I leave it up to I put foodie, man.
So do you dabble in while you're there?
I'm taking pictures, video, or I'm gonna eat before I go, but I just don't have the mindset to really give a good review like that.
Understood.
The most recent one, was that at the museum? Was it at the Black?
Yeah. So what we did was we teamed up with the Birmingham Civil Rights, and we did a Taste of Freedom. We brought in 5 different Black chefs, and we allowed.
And that's who
people
I
to
was
come in.
naming, like those people who were there, basically.
Okay. So yeah, we was able to come in and let people try different food, man, soul food, and it turned out pretty good. But I didn't get a chance to eat. I was working so much, but I took some home though.
How often you gonna try and do something like that?
It really based off the partnership who we partner with. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So we try not. Birmingham is one of them cities, man, where people run shit. Can I cuss? My bad.
Do whatever you want.
Yeah.
Shit, we cussing the intro.
Dummies Podcast. Ain't nothing off limits on here.
So people in Birmingham, man, run shit into the ground. They run events into the ground. I try to keep it coming. You never know where I'm coming from. You never know what's next.
Let me ask you a question. This kind of like tricky, per se. No, I ain't gonna even ask it like that. Do you think that you find that sometimes, like, when stuff is new, that people tend to run shit into the ground? Like how you said, like, when it's new, all of a sudden it's like everybody, like this one new lounge pop up and 99 people gonna have a party the next 99 weeks at that place.
Oh yeah, most definitely. I have to turn down stuff like that from clubs and bars because they want us to come in and help promote and just do this weekly thing, which I don't see it beneficial for us.
Right.
Because we want to be different.
Right. So you keep your brand protected.
Right.
Yeah, that's dope.
Do you run your social media?
Off and on. I do have interns and different people off and on.
And
Oh, that's live when you say it like that.
Yeah, I got intern. I got people who do that.
We finna get
We need an intern for our social media.
Y'all need to get one, though.
Saying
Y'all
shit,
need to
don't
get
say
one.
that to them.
Yeah, you gonna get mad. That nigga hate anybody else coming. I asked that, man, because I basically doing that the research on you, the mystery man. I went on the page and I scrolled back so far back. I scrolled back about 16 times, but I was just in the beginning of November, and I asked that to because it was so much, and I just asked that to ask: is that a good marketing scheme or strategy to put so much out there?
For us, it is. I believe in a lot of content, man, because people on their phone all day, every day.
Yes.
And so I want to stay in front of them all day, every day. I don't care if they're on the toilet, taking a shower, just got through having sex. Soon they get on it, they see IPush either on LinkedIn, Instagram, Snapchat, TikTok. It don't matter. I want them to see IPush some kind of way.
And I noticed too that to your point of IPush all day, like when I was scrolling through and when I was looking over your social media and looking at your stuff, it's not the same stuff. Like it's a variety of different businesses that you highlighting or the Minute Maid event that you was part of. It's so many different things that you're got your hands in, and I think that's dope too. Because you're posting a lot of stuff, but it's a variety of stuff for people to see.
Right. And we try to structure it like that, man, because we have clients that we're actually promoting them in the midst of that content. So we want people to come to the page and treat it like a TV channel. Let me turn them on and see what they got on today.
Right.
Let me see who on here today.
That's dope.
And so you don't never know who gonna be on there and what kind of capacity.
People like new episodes. Got it.
Right.
Man, that's about to be my new excuse when I get asked, what you doing on your phone? Man,
What's that?
You know,
I'm
IPush.
on
IPush. They got something new going.
They got this new business. I wanted to see what was up.
Man, you know Rico. You had this a bit last week. Rico.
Rico go get
Your
us a pass.
social media, man.
Right.
For people who don't know, where can people find you? All your different social medias that you got out there. You want to put that out there?
Yeah, so Instagram, man, is IPush Magazine, IPush Foodie, and IPush Foodie and Music Festival.
Okay.
And we
Dope
have
festival.
we have a few on there that we haven't we tagged the names, but we haven't started them yet. Like IPush Fit was the fitness line that we've been working on, and so everything from like I said, LinkedIn, IPush Magazine, Twitter, IPush Magazine, Facebook, IPush Magazine, IPush Foodie.
Man, I was getting there, but then you
What,
said
the
something about the festival.
Yeah.
What? Tell us about that.
So, man, I go, man, it ain't no secret, man. We trying to bring essence to Birmingham. You know what I'm saying? We trying to, so you come to the festival, it's not the normal festival where you're going to walk down, you're going to see somebody act, and that's it. Man, we got indoor, outdoor, VIP, just a lot going on at the festival. But the goal is, so the thing I've seen in Birmingham is that we got culture, but you can't, it's hard to identify. You can go to the A, you can go to LA, and anywhere, you feel it. You know it when you see it.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? But Birmingham, you really don't, you can't see it in front of you like you need to. So my goal is just connect with the culture of Birmingham, man, and just kind of bring us up under one roof.
Have you already had a festival yet? Have you
Yeah,
started?
we're into our second year.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Do you plan to do it in the same place or in Inslee again?
That's what you went to.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. We most
Okay.
definitely going back to Inslee. Most definitely going back to Inslee. That's
was dope.
every Labor Day Sunday.
It was pretty
Every Labor Day Sunday will be the IPush Festival.
Food and Music Festival. Yep, Labor Day
So you ain't got
Sunday.
no reason. You're going to be off Monday. You go there, get wasted Sunday, have a blast.
Check out all the different vendors.
But it was pretty dope, man. It was
yeah, I
pretty dope,
remember
man.
I remember you out there.
Yeah,
I
we
got
had a fashion show inside, man. We had
people performing outside.
Yeah, people performing outside. We actually had the hosts that's on their own show. They came in and did a little segment, man. So we had like a Black Excellence Summit on the inside. So it's workshops, man. It's education. It's art. We had spoken word. It's just a lot going on. We had a marching band come down the street. It's a lot going on in that one day.
I remember.
Yeah,
A lot
it was in the
going on.
fashion show and shit, too. It was pretty dope.
Well,
man.
that's dope, man. And
The magazine. The magazine bi-monthly. Bi-monthly. I started as bi-monthly. When's the next
Well,
episode?
it's actually quarterly.
Quarterly.
Yeah, it's quarterly. So the next one is, we'll be dropping one probably like the first of this month in December. We actually run a little bit behind in production. but then we'll roll back out in February.
Okay.
What all kind of information you want to have within the magazine?
So again, it's a lifestyle brand, and so my first magazine will focus on hip hop music and things like that, because that's what Birmingham was years back. You know what I'm saying? But now we evolved. So man, you look at the business scene, food, health. The women are really big into love and romance and cosmetic and things like that. So we cater to a predominant women audience when it comes to IPush. So
women buy shit.
Women buy shit,
Yeah.
right. So you look at our numbers, man, Instagram, we got way more women who pay attention to IPush. So we cater to them a little bit, more than men, but it's a little bit of everything.
And women,
I seen y'all followers.
you can get dating advice and romance advice from the Dummies Podcast. Just come on over.
We will tell you everything you're doing wrong. Our push gonna lift you up, but we gonna tell you what you're doing wrong. You need a balance.
We might need to put some y'all advice in the magazine.
Hey,
Man.
we got
we up for it.
We got endless advice.
That balance, man.
Speaking of, man, women ever run errands on you?
What you mean run errands?
Like they say, I'm finna go run errands. Have you ever figured out where women go? Because the Dumbest Podcast has figured out where women go when they run errands.
My wife don't run no errands. I would know where she going. You know what I'm saying?
Walmart to be
Stalk
back.
her now.
That's what I'm talking about.
Walmart
Hey,
to be back.
it ain't nothing else to say when you say it like that. Hey, I know where she go. When
I
she
know
run
her
errands.
You going to Walmart?
we had a man, that was one of the most, like, I don't know, interactive posts we had. We had a post where we had figured out why women be so vague when they run errands. It was like, man, I'm about to run errands. Where you going when you run errands?
Who the fuck
I'm
is
running
Aaron?
errands. Like,
Who is Aaron?
We need to know who is Aaron.
You gonna get Aaron fucked up.
But nah, Rico, man, honestly, man, it's been a pleasure, man, sitting down with you. We know you're an entrepreneur and a businessman, and we know your time is money. And we just appreciate you sitting down with us.
Big time.
And talking with us, man. I'm telling you, our people who listen to us on a regular gonna definitely love it. Anything you want to say to them, man, and give out to them, man, as we wrap up?
This, I guess, could be for entrepreneurs or just anybody doing anything, man. I tell people, man, one thing I had to learn how to do was love myself. You know what I'm saying? Just and believe in myself, and because everything I was trying to do, and I wasn't 100% me, I can win with it. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So I had to really get invested in myself, and that ain't coming from a cocky space. That's just, you know what, you got to be on point to be able to do stuff. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So I just tell anybody, man, believe in yourself and love in yourself, man.
Yeah. So be authentic to what you are.
Yeah, most definitely.
And that's what we say here. Sometimes people say, man, why y'all cussing, or why y'all talk about this? And our whole feeling here at this podcast is, if we can't be ourselves, then we don't need to do it.
It's purposeless, right?
And like I was telling him, I seen him, he was all GQ in the suit. I said, damn, I ain't put on no good clothes.
And I said, man, what the fuck you want?
Yeah, exactly. You know what he said? I told you, I said, man, I ain't got that many dress clothes. That's just me, man. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, man.
And I had to go into business meetings and just be myself. But you know what? This ain't what y'all buying. Y'all know I'm here for a reason.
Yeah,
Right.
Dope.
You a sports fan, man?
Oh, yeah.
Georgia or Bama?
Bama, all day.
Okay.
All day.
Shut up,
Look at the
man.
LSU man want to try to throw shots.
I just was asking.
You're not a Falcons fan, are you?
Nah, I'm not a Falcons fan. Man.
Saints fan?
Smart man. Hell, now who would want to do that?
I'm just a Super Bowl fan. I want to see who's going to get to the Super Bowl.
In the NFL, that's how I am. Pro sports, I move around. But again, Rico, man, we appreciate you, man, for being here with us, man. Anything that we can do to help you with your brand, if you got anything you want to promote, call us. Hit us up. You got our number, man. We'll lend our platform at any point, anytime. Like you said, you believe in building relationships, so do we. Anything you got going on, let us know, man. We'll pull up.
I know all the beer spots, all the happy hours. You need to IPush alcohol.
You got anything coming up?
Oh, man. Not in December.
Okay.
Not the end of the year. I don't think I do.
Gotcha.
Well, let us know, man. Shoot it to us.
Appreciate you, bro.
We'll definitely pub it for you, man.
Oh, yeah.
Straight up.
Appreciate it, man. Appreciate you guys.
And other than that, we'll be back next week like we never left, because like we say every week, we never leave. You dig?
Goodbye.
Dummy.